Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your play-by-play voice for the Skating Utes, Patrick McGann, and we're here for the pregame show for this afternoon's contest between the M1 Skating Utes and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. This is the second game of a two-game series today at 4:30 p.m. between these two teams. UNLV comes into this contest ranked number 4 in the country, Utah at 17. Last night, just as a quick recap, it was a very close game contested by both sides. UNLV victorious in overtime 5-4. Utah held leads multiple times in the game against UNLV, and tonight should be a good contest. Look out for Chayla Kusick to be on the board, along with Jacob Slater. Very productive duo yesterday on the ice, as well as Ethan Light. Ethan Light getting the opening goal less than a minute into the contest yesterday. Look for him to be all over the score sheet, as Utah needs this game. This is a huge game for the Utes, as UNLV has won 3 of the 4 season games so far. And so for Utah, this is a must-win and their quest to attend nationals for the first time in M1 program history. So they currently sit at the ranking 17. If they can stay around that area, they should be able to make the national tournament. So a win against UNLV will be huge for this team as the final rankings approach coming in February as Utah looks to qualify for their first national tournament. Yesterday's game goes down as a tie for the Skating Utes. So for Utah, tying the number 4 team in the country is not too bad, but UNLV coming in looking to sweep the season series against the Skating Utes. It should be a good game tonight between these two rivals in the WCHL. UNLV comes in, as I said, the number 4 team in the country and the number 1 team in the Western Collegiate Hockey League. They are looking to win their first ever WCHL championship. Utah 4th in the conference, still in contention for 3rd. There is some separating distance between them and Arizona at 4 and 5. So Utah looking for a top 3 finish in the top conference in the ACHA M1 level. But we thank you for tuning into this quick little pregame show. We'll bring the broadcast with you in the next few moments. It's Utah and UNLV from Salt Lake City, moments away here at the Salt Lake City Sports Complex. Thanks for watching, folks, and we're looking forward to a great game ahead.
Featuring the UNLV Rebels and your University of Utah Skating Utes. Starting lineup for this evening's event. First for UNLV, at defense number 22, Alec Johnson. Defense number 49, Nick Doyle. Forward number 16, Max Johnson. Forward number 3, Bradley Gluck. Forward number 28, Heath Mensch. And in goal, number 1, Vince Benedito. Starting lineup for your University of Utah Skating Utes. At left defense, number 5, Dylan Dix. At right defense, number 4, Cole Music.
Let's get ready to rumble.
At left wing, number 24, Ethan Light. Center, number 11, Chayla Kusick. Right wing, number 8, Jacob Slater. And between the pipes this evening for your Skating Utes, number 31, Joseph Grelich. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you'll kindly rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Utah Hockey Broadcast Channel. This is Patrick McGann alongside Anita Suchia, and we are here in Salt Lake City, Utah, getting ready to bring you live coverage between the University of Utah Skate Utes and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. This is game 2 of a 2-game series. Game 1 was yesterday evening, and UNLV walked away from that one victorious in overtime, 5-4, in what was one of the better games you'll see in the conference. And man, what a great game last night between both sides, and Utah in danger of getting swept in the season series by UNLV. UNLV winning 3 out of the 4 contests. This is the final contest tonight. If these teams meet again this season, it will be in the national tournament.
Right, and boy, you weren't kidding. I mean, that overtime goal, there was, I believe, 3.5 seconds left on the overtime game clock when UNLV scored the winning goal. And
we're underway from 4,500 feet in Salt Lake City. UNLV immediately will fire a shot on Greilich. He makes the save. And it'll kick out to the near side corner. Mensch was there, trying to get it to Johnson, but it's taken away by Jacob Slater. It's Dix now, sending a saucer pass that's taken away by Johnson. It pops into the air, and here comes Gallant. He skates it in. There's a shot, and it's just wide on the one-time attempt for Nevada, Las Vegas. It's at the point now. They fire a shot, and a good save by Greilich.
Yeah, Mensch parked himself right there in the crease in front of Greilich. I think Utah's going to have to be a little careful about that, because that's definitely an MO for UNLV. They did that yesterday. Alec Johnson spent a lot of time, or sorry, not the other Johnson, Max Johnson spent a lot of time there. And, you know, you can't let him just kind of hang out there unopposed waiting for a tip.
Off the draw, it'll be Utah. They play it off the near side wall. And Erdis trying to skate that one out and get a pass over to Langenbrunner, but Cole Wyatt gets a piece of that. Erdis will opt to send it back. And now it will be Larilla. McDonald gets a tip on it, and Erdis will chase it down. McCollum's the first man there for Nevada, Las Vegas. As he's back on the puck again. Utah wins that puck. It's Langenbrunner to the point. Delaney fires a shot. Good save, Benedetto.
Oh, it was loose.
He didn't get all of it, and it did get shoveled out eventually. Something to pay attention for Utah. Langenbrunner calling for the puck. He gets it. He's unable to get it in deep. It's taken away immediately by Ford. Larilla is absolutely crunched on the boards there, and he's slow to get up. Oh my goodness, he went into the wall very hard there.
Yeah.
Big hit from UNLV. It'll be Kelly. He still has the puck here for the Rebels. Centers it to Flanders, who gets a stick on it, but it didn't get on net. Stathopoulos now. Over to Kelly. Larilla. He plays that off the glass, and Langenbrunner's able to get that out, but that should go for icing.
It will.
And it will.
Yeah, nobody upstream, I guess, or downstream. Anyway, up on the other end to receive that puck, so indeed it's going to come all the way back. And similar to yesterday, UNLV right off the bat put a lot of pressure on Utah, and Utah taking a little while. I think yesterday it took them a little while to kind of get in sync and figure out their defense. Let's hope they catch on quickly as well today, because they're going to need it.
That faceoff's won by UNLV. That's Doyle at the point. Sends it down to Gallant. Gallant back to Doyle, and then back to Gallant. He collides with Donovan. Puck seems to have stayed in the same spot. A scrum gives way, and then eventually the puck pops out. Utah rather clears that one down. Icing is waved off. It's Mensch over to the stick of Johnson. That being Max Johnson. Gives it to Mensch. Kraft gets his stick on it, pokes it away.
Noonan's got a chance.
Noonan will skate with it. Dumps it in. UNLV is able to flip that out. Utah tries to dump it right back in.
Ooh.
And the play is blown offside, and we'll have a whistle.
Yeah, Sonogo got a little over-eager there and didn't come back all the way back outside the zone.
And that faceoff's won by Utah, but they can't quite keep it in the zone. Wyatt gets it out, and then it's dumped right back in. McCollum sends it back behind the net. Gibbon, he tried to knock that puck loose. And UNLV is able to pass it out. Nice backhand pass across the zone to McCollum. He sends it towards the middle, intended for Burke. Pass over to Gephardt. He can't handle the bouncing puck. So he'll pass it back over to Music. UNLV is able to keep it in until they can't, and then they reset.
Almost able to keep it in.
So now it'll be Gephardt for Utah. Really no scoring chances for either team. It's been kind of
just back and forth.
Yeah, boring hockey, if you will. That's what I guess they call it. Just dump and chase hockey.
Yeah, right. A lot of moving around, but nobody actually making a shot on goal.
Slater will dump it in.
Ooh.
And there will be a penalty called on the play.
I think that's going to be on UNLV. Yep.
And it will be. It'll be the Rebels going to the box. And that will be Jake Berry.
Who looks very surprised.
And it's a tripping penalty. This brings Utah to the power play where their stats, let's see, 21.35%, less than exemplary, but sufficient. UNLV, the penalty killing, 90%. That's
wow.
Very good number.
That is very good. And actually a little bit higher on the road than at home even.
So there's a scrum on the near side. Barilla fires a wrister, and it's gloved up by Benedetto, no problem. So we'll have a face-off once again in the UNLV zone. Slater taking this one against Mason Kelly. And off the tie-up, the puck bounces around. Larilla is able to get a piece of it. And eventually, Kelly is able to dump it all the way out of the zone.
Ooh, nice stretch pass.
And now Utah will skate it in, that being Schwab. Schwab tries to get to Landon Kusick, but was not in the area. Greilich out to play that puck. Passes it over to Landon Kusick. He sends a saucer pass from the backhand of his stick over to Light. Light to Slater. Slater skates it in, fires a shot. Good save, Benedetto. Tough angle there for Slater to convert. Utah will maintain possession. 1:05 on their power play. Larilla, Landon Kusick rips a wrister, and it hits a stick and goes out of play. And that Landon Kusick and Slater line looking very good.
That was good possession.
It was, and they had a lot of chances in overtime yesterday, and oh my goodness, they
there's
might be scarred
Slater
from
wants
those
back.
moments.
Yeah,
Slater a
wants that
breakaway,
one back.
and Landon Kusick couldn't quite receive a pass that would have sent him on a breakaway with less than 15 seconds left in the overtime period.
Yeah, and Greilich loses his footing. Unfortunately, that puck that was intended for Landon Kusick hit him in the skate and bounced kind of like strangely right onto the waiting blade of a
Here comes
UNLV
Urtis. He
player.
skates it in. Urtis is able to get not a shot, but he runs it in the net, and it comes off, forcing a whistle. But the pass was a little bit behind him. Not one that was unreasonable, though. It's just, time and place. That's a tough moment. Lots of pressure. You might have overthinking it, whatever it is, but obviously Che was a little bit distraught after that moment. But he's had plenty, I think, he's plenty of amazing moments.
Plays that he's pulled through for the team, so yeah.
He single-handedly, got himself a hat trick and brought his team and brought Utah back from they were down 6-2 in the third period, and he got a hat trick and helped his team climb back in and win that game 7-6. Unbelievable game. an unbelievable performance by Che. He's a very skilled player, and you know, you can't be perfect all the time, and that's okay. And I'm sure tonight he's looking to, you know, get revenge and get back in the scoring sheet tonight. And off the face-off, Urtis is able to shovel that puck into the zone. As a quarter of Utah's power play remains. 25 now to go as they break it out from their own end. Passes over to Urtis. Urtis makes a nice move and then gives it to Langenbrunner. Langenbrunner across the zone to Jackson. Jackson to Urtis at the doorstep. Jackson over to Urtis. Greilik's pounding his stick on the ice, which means one thing. Barry is about to come out of the box. There's
nice
a shot. Good save by Benedetto. And Barry's out, so UNLV back to full strength. Well, and that pass is deflected, and Mensch was able to get it as he got right on the ice, and now it's Kelly counterattacking the other way. Fires a wrister, good save, Greilik. And now it'll be Urtis who's able to lead the charge the opposite way.
Oh,
he dumps it in,
Utah's
and they will get a change. It'll be Benedetto coming out to play the puck over to Jackson Wyatt. Wyatt tries to play it off the glass, but that goes in the netting, out of play. Previous contests in this series, the 2 games in Las Vegas in October. Utah lost game 1 6-2, and then lost game 2 3-2 in a very closely contended matchup. It was a great game. Watched some of that game on the stream. And then last night, of course, 5-4 UNLV. Utah looking to get at least one of those. It's a team Utah has trouble with every year, but they play them very close every year.
Right.
Where it used to be 6-2 losses were a regular thing against the team. There's a play in front. They shoot. What a save by Benedetto. It's
Another
still loose.
shot.
He can't quite get a hold of it, and UNLV is able to take it away. Nice chance there by Jackson. Excuse me, that was Slater. It's the Slater-Landakusik light line.
That's right.
Slater tries to send a pass over to Light, but it's just off the mark. UNLV is able to send a long stretch pass out. That goes for icing.
So shots on goal still low. I mean, it shows 0, but we know there have been a couple shots on goal. But they're still pretty low for the first, 8 minutes of the period.
That's right, yeah, not a lot of shots and or chances.
Right.
Early on in this game, but both teams looking pretty identical. It doesn't look like one team is controlling.
Pretty well matched at this point.
And as you said, Anita, just back and forth. That's all we've seen. Not necessarily a bad thing for either side, but
no, it could be, deliberate where they're trying to size each other up, because UNLV did come out with a slightly different lineup to start. They have a slightly different, maybe some different lines configured up. Now, one thing that UNLV has tonight that they didn't have last night is number 49 Doyle and number 18 Burke, who did not dress yesterday.
There's a shot from Kraft.
Nice
it's deflected off of a stick and out of play as Utah was looking for the redirection through traffic. This is the last game of an extended homestand for these M1 Utes. Next weekend, I believe they travel to Oklahoma.
Yep, they got Oklahoma road trip.
They will play Central Oklahoma on Thursday night. And then Friday night and Saturday night, they'll play the University of Oklahoma, who's having a very, very good year.
Having a resurgent year.
That's right. They have a winning record, and they are a team to watch out for in the coming years in this conference.
Right, they've historically had a good team. Last couple of years, they just really struggled. Through traffic.
There was a shot, through traffic, and it's able to be kicked to the near side by Utah. It's a gritty team, though. We've seen them here, I think, at least for one series, and they're a gritty team. They're not a team, a pushover, even when they weren't at their strongest. There's a hit, and it's taken away by Utah. That was Young who took that puck away. A big, long change for Utah. Everyone Gets off. Flanders was calling for that puck nice and loud as he saw Utah making the change, but was unable to convert in any of that open ice. And now we've got 8 shots apiece on the board.
Yeah, it looks about right.
I agree. Now here comes Utah the other way. Schwab at the goal line trying to make a move.
Trying to get around one.
That's a really nice stick check by Ford from UNLV. Gephardt sends it to the opposite side. Larilla at the point's able to hold it in. UNLV is going to skate it out, and it's taken away by Gibney. Larilla to Gibney
nice
in center
pass.
ice. He's going to try and follow up that pass he lost a handle of. Ford's able to send it out. UNLV dumps it in, and they will change. Larilla off the wall to Schwab. Schwab gets a piece, and now Utah does the same. Pass is off the mark to Mensch, so that will go for icing. And we'll face off in the UNLV zone. As we're just about halfway through this first period.
I think these two teams are being very careful not to make mistakes. You know, the line changes are noticeable because they're literally waiting till everyone's at the one end of the ice before they even try to pull anybody off. Really looks like they're trying to be very calculating and size each other up. Whoa, big hit over across the way from us.
Jackson Wyatt sending a pass forward to Gallant. It's a 2-on-1 for UNLV. It's Mensch and Gallant. Nice
Wow,
play by
what
Music
D
to break
by
that up.
Music.
And now he'll skate the puck away. And that'll be Dix. Nice job by Music to stay home. And now it's Slater off to the races. Slater's skating in, peels
He's
back.
got light.
Lanakusik,
Oh,
and the
it
pass was
out
just
of
behind
his
him.
reach.
And now it'll be Mensch the other way. Over to Gallant. It's poked away by Utah. And then it's sent all the way out by Ethan Light. Lanakusik lurks, applying the pressure here. It's Doyle. Sending a pass intended for the stick of Rand. It hits Noonan's skate, no icing. Senegal, a long stretch pass over to Light.
Oh, man.
And icing waved off again on the opposite side. Noonan dumps it in. Light getting off for a change. Now it's Strong kicking it over to Rand. It works out. He skates it in. Fires a wrister, and I believe Growlick got a blocker on that.
I think he got a piece of that one.
Logan Jackson over to Ethan Noonan, who gives it over to Donovan. Now it's Johnson. Over to Rand. Dumped in. Urtis. Over to Noonan. He gets a stick on that. But that is icing, as that was behind the red line. That was
okay.
Definitely icing. I don't know if Utah didn't think so, but it's a good call. Noonan's stick was just behind that red line as he got a piece of it. They were looking to do a dump and change, I guess, but it will be blown as icing.
I think that was the plan. Yeah, even Noonan turned around when he heard the whistle because he thought he had gotten it on the other side of the red line.
Utah trying to pull a fast one here and get some players off the ice for the icing call.
You notice who's not actually in the ice yet. Here he comes.
Face-off's won by UNLV. Stathopoulos has a shot, and it deflects off of a stick, so we'll have the face-off and do it all over again just 3 seconds later.
And now, Utah will get their line change.
I mean, in NHL, they don't even try that. They've got too many cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Although, you know, it was a pretty extended length of time where nobody's skating, so they did actually get a little breather out of that.
I won't name names for either team, but I've seen teams get away with it, actually. Players will get in the bench and hide behind.
Yeah, exactly. If I just sit here like I've been here the whole time, maybe they won't notice.
Yeah, maybe those of you watching at home could pay attention. On an icing, you can't make a line change, but they'll try, and the line official, at least one of them, is supposed to stand by the bench.
Right. Supposed to be watching the door.
And nowadays in the NHL, they literally have trackers on their uniforms. So I mean, it knows when they're on the ice. So they
have little RFID chips?
Yep, they do. Tracks time on the ice and all of that. And you couldn't get away with it even if you wanted to in the NHL, but they don't want to, so they don't even try.
Well, unless they accidentally stepped on their chip, maybe.
Stathopoulos drops it off for Flanders. He sends it back towards the net for Stathopoulos. Flanders behind the net, sends a backhand pass over to Ford. Flanders once again sending it to the middle. Stathopoulos has the puck. Good defense from Langerbrunner. It's bouncing around. Kelly's able to pick it up for the Rebels. It's good defense from Larilla. I'll tell you what, I've been very impressed with Larilla in his first season. As Anita mentioned last night in the broadcast, he's not the most sizable defenseman, but he has a lot of skill. And
got a lot of skill. He sets up a lot of plays from the back end.
He does. He sets up, that's right. He's a playmaker on the defensive end, and he's got some speed, and he finds himself having a lot of ice time for that reason. He's a key contributor to this team.
And, you know, he's on that Slater-Landakuzik line.
He's a defender, so they usually pair them as such with the other defender, but sometimes they put him out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say line, but he's a defender along with Slater and Landakuzik, backing up Slater and Landakuzik and Light.
Yes.
That's a powerful combination. And they typically, because of his ability to make plays, if I recall correctly, the other defender tends to be the one who's going to stay home, right, to make sure that they just watch out for the quick transition breakaway.
Well, there's a bad pass. Gibney's able to take it away. Gibney at the goal line, goes behind the net for the wraparound. Oh, he had Benedetto completely fooled, but he didn't get around in time. It's good defense by the Rebels to
he got
thwart
tied
that
up.
attack. Now here comes Wyatt, who fires a wrister. He scores! Jackson Wyatt gets the Rebels on the board first.
Oof.
It's 1-0.
Yeah, so again, the firepower of UNLV, they get on the board first. I think after that play got broken up, the offensive possession by Utah got broken up. They were a little slow getting back here and didn't quite get in the positions they need to be in. And we know pretty much everybody on the UNLV can shoot.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter if they're in the top 5 or not. I mean, even just the top 5, the number of goals they have, thus, you know, in a season is very high. They're very productive.
Slater skates it in. Here he comes. He skates it in, makes a nice move. Oh, my goodness. Tried to roof it backhand, but he just was wide of the net.
So close.
Jackson dumps it in. That was a nice play by Slater. He was able to split the defenseman there and have himself a nice chance. That's impressive. He got a lot of lift on that backhand shot and not a lot of space. Now Light takes that puck away. He's got Landakuzik. He drops it off. Landakuzik stick handle, sends it back towards the far side corner to Sunigal. And then a nice swift play by the stick of Nick Doyle to pop that puck up, grab it, and try and send it out. But it's taken away by Light, who has some space. Light makes a move, and he makes a move right into the defenseman. He should have taken that puck.
I thought he kept on going straight across the slot.
I guess he didn't see the open space, and now here come the Rebels back the other way. They center a pass. Oh, that's a play for Johnson on the doorstep.
Max
he did
Johnson,
get
his favorite.
He got a piece of it, but good defense from Utah to make sure that puck did not ever get on net. Landakuzik has a shot. It's sticked away. Sunigal. And it's taken away by the Rebels. 5 minutes remaining in period number 1 between these two WCHL rivals. There's a pass to the point. Carollo dumps it back in. It's Cole Wyatt, who is the leading scorer on this team. Urtis knocks that puck down, and that is a hand pass. I was waiting for the official to blow his whistle because that is as obvious as it gets.
And of course, no penalty, just an infraction. Just gonna stop play and have the face-off in the Utah zone.
Urtis wins that draw to the far side corner. Utah's able to get that puck out. McCollum. Backward pass to Wyatt, and now it's Rand. Rand towards the middle, and a good save by Greilich.
Nice save.
And we'll have another face-off in the Utah zone as Utah will opt to change the lines up.
I think the shots on goal are slight. The pace on that is picking up a bit. in this second half of this first period.
11 apiece. And off the draw, it's Utah. They send it all the way out. Doesn't go through the crease, so that goes for icing. Yeah, that first goal kind of quieted this place down a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
After Wyatt netted that wrister, it was silent here. You can hear a pin drop.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now Utah's got to find a way to get their home fans into it. Good turnout for the 4:30 start this afternoon.
Right. And of course, this evening's headliner at 7:30. 7:30. Sorry, I'm so confused. 7:30 will be the women's game, as it is the women's one seniors night, and so there'll be a short pre-game recognition acknowledgement of the graduating seniors.
In come the Rebels. They play to the opposite side. Urtis takes it away. Gets it over to McDonald, who opts to just sky that one, and that will be icing. I mean, they really try. I mean, Utah, obviously, they're trying to dump it in, but as soon as that puck went in the air, I looked right over at the bench, and Utah's players are all trying to rush off.
Quick, hurry. Well, and I think they're trying to change quickly, like, you know, like make rapid changes and keep people out for short shifts. It's kind of the impression I'm getting.
There's Doyle at the point. Sends it to the middle. It's still bouncing around. Puck never got on net. It kicks out the one-timer. Oh, what a save by Greilich, and the puck was loose.
Yeah, I think Greilich didn't realize wasn't under his pad.
Oh my goodness, and there's definitely a fight going.
Oh yeah.
The referee was signaling no goal, I guess, but we got penalties being called here now.
Yeah, Greilich made a terrific save and didn't realize the puck wasn't still underneath his pads, and so there was a big scramble in the crease. Pretty sure that's Slater for Utah, and looks like that'll be.
It's Noonan for Utah.
Oh, Newton, I'm sorry. Noonan
Gallant
for Utah.
for UNLV. And we'll get this all sorted out as the referees discuss at the scorer's box. At both captains, Johnson and Dix, awaiting the result here. There was quite a brawl.
Yeah,
between
especially so
those two
early in the
players.
game, yeah.
Dix and Johnson having conversation. Referees not explain it to the captains. This is when I really wish we were mic'd up.
So we can listen in.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because when they have these long discussions, they typically don't give the hand signal, so we have no idea until it shows up on stats or we hear it here in the arena.
That's right.
What the final verdicts are.
Hand signals are necessary and important. Oh, and there will be, the referees will.
Now this is interesting because they're going to be doing a video replay review.
Yes, for the goal. There was the referee initially was signaling no goal, and I never even saw the puck go in. I guess there was a nice one-timer there for UNLV, but they are looking at the replay.
And this is a new, we're sort of in a trial basis. We're using video replay only to review goals, so none of the infractions. So and they're gonna go ahead.
Yes, only to review goals. We have the rules up here in the booth. We have a copy of them. So the referee's use or coach's challenge. I believe this is the referee's use in this case. A puck crossing the goal line can be reviewed. The puck entering the net before the goal frame is dislodged. Then there's I'm not going to read all of it. I don't think anybody wants me to read all of it. But there's also a coach's challenge, and as Anita said, only for goals. That's the only thing they can review at this point. We're trying to improve on that, but it's all provided by our broadcast staff, and so just want to give a shout out to them.
I mean, it requires having enough camera angles to be able to supply it. So not every rink is going to be able to do that. We are fortunate enough to have multiple camera angles, including a goalie cam, which is the kind of thing that officials are going to need. And, you know, It's new this year. It's on a trial basis. We actually looked at reviewed goals last weekend, 2 of them. One was kept and one
And it's
was
a goal.
denied.
UNLV scores, and it looks like number 16 has taken the victory lap, that being Max Johnson. It's 2-0 Rebels after the goal review. And those of you watching, I believe, we don't have a program feed currently, but I believe the replay was being shown, so you could see that in real time on our broadcast. And, well, University of Utah provided goal review goes against us, but that's okay. As you can see, we can actually see the monitor way down there. Oh, yep, it looks like
It squeaked through.
it did squeak through at the end, and I'm wondering if they're reviewing before or after the whistle.
Yeah, I think that's what I suspect, looking at the angle that we can see. And we're actually up on the concourse,
Right.
so we apologize. It's very tiny for us.
Yeah, we're up
very far away.
in the booth, and we can see the monitor down in the scorer's table. Referee does call a goal, and so there you go, a no goal call overturned by video replay. And UNLV out to a 2-0 lead, even though the scoreboard doesn't show that yet. And we have 4-on-4 hockey here for the next minute and 46 seconds as there were penalties being called. Here comes Delaney, fires a wrister. Nice blocker save by Benedetto, and a really nice technique by him to blocker that puck to the corner and get it away from the slot. He blockers it high in the air and it dropped, and UNLV now takes control. And so now it'll be Jackson Wyatt skating it in. McCollum peels back. Wyatt at the point. Slater on his back there trying to stick that puck away. Wyatt still has it. And now it was Kennedy over to McCollum. Slater trying to bring that puck out. Kelly's able to break up that play. Utah's unable to clear it. Rand takes it away and opts to reset things for the Rebels. Barry skates it in, trying to find Cole Wyatt. Pass was off the mark, and now it's Langenbrunner who opts to skate back and reset as Utah gets a fresh couple of players on the ice. It'll be Dix behind his own net with less than 2 minutes to go in the first. 25 seconds remaining on the offsetting penalties. Urtis with some speed across the red line, skates it in. Urtis, a head fake. Nice defense there from Dylan Ford. And then that's Cole Wyatt sending a pass across the zone to Barry. Barry trying to find Cole Wyatt there for a one-timer. His pass a little too out in front. Noonan and Gallant out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Urtis a backhand dump in there. He'll get off the ice. As now it'll be Johnson skating this one in for the Rebels. Light skates around. Landon Kusick back over to Dix. Dix, an errant pass that was picked by Gallant, but he's able to recover. Utah skies that puck high and out of the zone. So now it's Gallant. Gallant skates it in. Has a wrister, and it was deflected, I think. He didn't get all of that.
Yeah.
Very weak.
Certainly didn't have a whole
There's a
lot
turnover.
on it.
Gallant with some space, skating it in. A great defense there by Landon Kusick, but he still has space. Gallant, stick handle, he shoots, he scores!
Boy, and Mitch got right there in the mix to screen out Greilich.
And UNLV out to a 3-0 lead. It's Bradley Gallant. And Utah down 3 for the first time in this series. And with 35 seconds to go in the first, UNLV opens this one up.
Yeah, a little bit of a defensive breakdown right there with that turnover in Utah's own zone. Leading to, 3-goal difference now with 35 seconds left in the first period.
Now it'll be Burke skating it across the blue line. Utah's got to avoid losing big to this team. As me and Anita were talking before the broadcast, typically Utah has a close game and a not close game.
Not close game.
Right now, it's obviously approaching not close territory, but plenty of time left. And Utah responded well yesterday. They came out and scored that first goal very early, and then UNLV took control, but Utah came out in the second period and looked absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
And in the third period as well. So there's plenty of time to get back in this game. And Utah has showed the viewers that they can come back from a 4-goal deficit. Ideally, for all of our, our heart health,
we hope they don't do that, but
that's
regularly.
Right. We hope that it's not a regular occurrence that they're coming back from large deficits, because my goodness, I thought I was going to have a heart attack last weekend, but looks like we'll have another face-off, maybe, or I guess the players just skated off as there was not much time on the clock, but that's the end of the first period. Anita, what do you think?
Well, I think they started out looking pretty evenly matched. I think my impression is the last 2 goals, Utah's defense broke down. The third one especially. Big turnover in their own zone was totally a matter of just, not communicating. The puck just kind of goal out says, well, if you're not going to take it, I will. So I just hope that's just kind of a little bit of a blip.
Yes.
And not an indication of Utah maybe just, kind of losing their composure.
That's right.
We'll see what happens in the intermission. I'm sure the head coach Morgan Feeney will be pointing that out. It's just a blip in the road, because it's true. We've seen Utah come back from bigger deficits in very competitive games.
That's right, yeah, and that Glenn had way too much time and space for that third goal. I mean, he had a couple of shots, so something Utah has to adjust. We'll head to the break here in Salt Lake City. After the first 20 minutes of play, it's UNLV 3, Utah 0. We'll be back for the second period in about 15 minutes. Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is Patrick McGann alongside my partner, Anita Tsuchiya. We're getting ready here for the second period of play between Utah and UNLV, where the Rebels hold a 3-0 lead over the hosts, University of Utah.
Boy, and the one that really stung was that last one by Gallant in the last 34 seconds of the first period, where he, you know, kind of a turnover. Utah made a defensive mistake in their own zone, turned it over, and Gallant had, you know, pretty much just all dead. I mean, Greilich was a little bit out of position, and that was probably his, as you said, third chance in that possession.
Got it, and he just had time. He was stick handling. I mean, he had way too much time and space being in the low slot, and for Utah, that's
you can't get away with that with a lot of teams, and you definitely can't get away with that when you're playing UNLV.
Oh, no, exactly. I mean, they are a top 5 team, number 4, for a reason. And Utah, this is a situation where losing to UNLV doesn't really hurt you a lot, but winning helps you a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose to a top 4 team. Okay, the rankings aren't going to penalize you that much for that. However, in fact, last night's tie might help the team.
Even a game like last night, because they made it all the way through regulation time, and they only lost by 1. Right.
And the ACHA doesn't even look at that overtime result. They see that game as a tie in their eyes. And
so it's just a 1-goal difference.
Right. And so, you know, the win is official for the conference, but for the ACHA, last night's game that might be a high stick, and it will be whistle blows. But so yeah, if Utah, you know, losing big to UNLV, obviously not ideal, but keep it close or even just win the game, and that would help you immensely.
Be a huge help for Utah.
I mean, Utah could bounce back in the top 15 if they beat UNLV tonight. But they've got their work cut out for them. And as
they do with three-goal difference.
And as we talked about at the end of the first period, this team can come back from large deficits. It makes for a very entertaining game. So you might want to stay tuned for all of this one, because Utah at any given moment can decide to get back in this game and make it close. So, I mean, last weekend, in one of the most, I mean, any hockey game, professional, college, any hockey game I've watched, that was the most unbelievable result I've ever seen. They were down 6-2 in the third period and won the game 7-6 in regulation.
And the thing is that even Chris and Andrew mentioned on the podcast, it went from 2 unanswered goals to 6 unanswered goals to 5 unanswered goals.
That's right.
Like, there was no back and forth. It was just all like in streaks.
And there will be a penalty against Utah here. Slater not happy with it. 2 players got tied up. It was Johnson, that being looking at, number 16, Max Johnson.
Oh, Max Johnson. Yeah, we got 2 Johnsons, and we have, I believe we have 2 Wyatts. And I think the Johnsons come from their same town, so I'm guessing they're probably related, although the Wyatts...
Different places.
Well, same province, but 2 different cities in Alberta. So I'm not sure what that means. Who knows?
So Utah to the penalty kill, UNLV to the power play, and they...
Yeah, kind of a poor, bad luck for Utah. Bad time to have a power play right now, because UNLV is definitely skating
over to Mensch. Look for a one-timer.
A momentum.
And that'll be Strong chasing that puck down. Geppert's on his back, trying to win the puck. UNLV controls it, still Strong. It's McCollum back over to Strong. Down to the goal line. Back up to the point. Strong, McCollum, Mensch. Strong fires a wrister, and it goes through all traffic and rings all the way around the boards and out of the zone. Mensch looking to counter. They skate it in. Alec Johnson, backhand pass over to Mensch. Sent into the slot for Rand. It's kicked out by Utah, but UNLV controls. 1 minute remaining on their power play. And Jackson Wyatt can't quite keep it in. Now it's Langenbrunner.
A little bit of a bobble by Wyatt there.
And Langenbrunner smartly skates back and just burns the time here.
And Utah also managed to get a line change.
And now Erdis has some, and he's off, or a high stick actually is the call.
That's a heartbreaker.
And Erdis had some space for a shorthand attempt there.
He did.
And we'll get a whistle. 46 seconds remaining on that power play for the Rebels.
What a shame, because he did have a wide open, he had some wide open space to turn and go. And boy, that was pretty close as a high stick call.
Face-off is at center ice. UNLV wins that. Back into their own zone. 40 seconds remaining on this power play for them. Cole Wyatt skates it in. The leading goal scorer on this UNLV Rebels team. Jackson Wyatt over to Cole Wyatt. Then to Max Johnson. Wow, we've got 2 Johnsons and 2 Wyatts on the ice. And then 1 Gallant.
Well, it makes our job a little easier, right? We just say Wyatt or Jackson.
And you might be
and 75% chance of being correct, or what is it, 80% chance of being correct.
That's right. Cole Wyatt over to Jackson Wyatt. He slaps one. That was Cole slapping it. Rebound for Alec Johnson, and he roofs it high. Utah's back to full strength. They kill the penalty. Ooh, that was a hand pass by Che.
I said, well.
He was very swift about it. I mean, it was hard to tell, and then I looked at the ice. Where's that puck coming from? He's just shoving it with his hand. It worked out perfectly.
And he actually had his hand down by his ankle, tried not to have too much of a follow-through, but it was so obvious. That puck had so much acceleration, leaving his hand.
Yeah, you can't kick a puck that hard.
No.
It's not a soccer ball.
So it was very funny.
I mean, A+ effort.
Yeah, exactly.
A+ effort.
Exactly. Very smart heads of play. And had there not been called, we would have called him a genius.
Yes. So now it's Ethan Light skating it in. He had a goal last night. 2 goals last night.
2 goals last night. He and Che were vying for a possible hat trick between the 2 of them.
Che falls down right there against the boards. Turnover. It's Slater with his face.
Beautiful.
Slater fires a shot. Good save by Benedetto.
Nice save.
And a great heads-up play by Slater to recognize where he was on the ice in relation to the puck, and
he just
positioned
picked that
himself
one off.
in a nice spot to pick that play off. As now it's Landon Kusick centering pass, slap shot, and it's just wide. Good couple of chances here for Utah.
Yeah, nice possession for Utah. They're putting some pressure on Benedetto right now.
Showing signs of life are the Utes.
Oh, too bad, just out of music's reach.
Probably shouldn't have said that. Now it's Dix.
That's our fault.
Over to Landon Kusick, who gets a tip on it, but doesn't get it in deep enough for a change. Che will skate that puck down again. Now it's Langenbrunner. And whistle.
I think McDonald might have gone off sides.
Blows.
Oh, no.
We got a penalty.
We got a penalty on UNLV, and I didn't even see what happened.
I didn't either.
It might have been right there in front of the Utah bench. We heard the collision, but I didn't actually see the play.
I believe there's a Ute getting a penalty. Yeah, it's Cole Music.
Oh, offset.
The referee was pointing to the Utah bench.
Okay, so offsetting. Okay, offsetting roughings. You know, one of the things, Patrick, as you mentioned, like Utah being able to come back from deficits, what's been fun for me, because I joined later than you did, but in the 3 years that I've been here, is that didn't used to be Utah. I mean, they couldn't come back. Like we talked about those 6-2, you know, going in late in the game, trailing 6-2, and that was pretty much all she wrote.
Right.
And the improvement every year that we're seeing at all the levels, M1, M2, and Women's 1, has been kind of astounding to me. I mean, as I watch, because, you know, it takes time very often to build up your program.
It does, and obviously that speaks to a lot of recruiting. We've talked about that before, as we now skate 4-on-4. But yes, it's a team that can hang around with the UNLVs, the UCOs. We saw that last year.
Right, split with UCO at home last year.
And you just, to make that leap, you've got to win the games you're supposed to win. So you can't lose to GCU on home ice. You can't lose to ASU when they're the 28th ranked team, whatever they were. You've got to sweep those series. That UNLV does that. Here's Erdis off to the races, and then it's sicked away. Nice play by Gallant.
Yeah, and that again, that's the kind of thing that takes time, is the ability to keep that kind of consistency.
You're absolutely right, because we've talked about it night in, night out. GCU, they might not be in the top half of the standings in this conference, but they're still a good team. Same with ASU. All the teams, they're tough games, and I don't, you know, it's tough.
Colorado's another one that comes to mind.
And they're tough to win. It's tough to sweep a series. It's not easy. It's not as simple as that. I guess I made it sound that way at first, but you know, for Utah to be at the level of UNLV is a team that, you know, they do go out there and they sweep series pretty regularly, and so that's what makes a team a top 5 team, especially when you do it in the best conference. But for Utah, they're getting closer. I mean, obviously, you've already lost 3 afford to UNLV. But these games are a lot closer. I mean, last night was a perfect example. Utah took them down to the very wire. I mean, 3 seconds left in overtime.
Yeah, and last year's team couldn't have done that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
last
they
year's
played,
team wouldn't have been able to hang close enough to push it into overtime.
and I think last year, to your point, I think Utah didn't. I think UNLV swept the season series against Utah last season. So, like, this year is a building block. 2 years ago, Utah got their first win against this team. So, they're slowly but surely getting better. But UNLV, you know, they're the exemplary. You know, there's a shot from.
They're the
light.
standard or the bar.
Yeah, they're the standard.
To measure yourself against.
Exactly, and that's what you want. Here comes Dix. It's a turnover. He skates it in, fires a wrist shot, and it's blocked. And I don't even think it ever got on net.
No, I think it hit somebody in the shin guard.
Looks like that was Alec Johnson. Now it's Noonan. He skates it in, trying to find Lana Kusick on the opposite side.
Utah's got actually some good space right here.
Lana Kusick fires a wrister. It's loose in front. Noonan was crashing, and he just kind of shoved that puck right up against Benedetto's pad. And there was a bang-bang play in the net there, in front of the net.
Yeah, Wyatt took exception to Noonan being in front of him and between him and the goal. And so, and you know, when I say outstanding or remarkable, I'm not saying that because I'm surprised. It's just that I've been around sports a long time, as I always like to brag to you, Patrick. And it actually does take time to build programs up. And sometimes you'll have this leap, but then the next year you'll slide back a little bit. And I've seen nothing but steady and significant progression in the programs. It's recruiting, it's coaching, it's you know, having a good philosophy and a good culture. It's all these kind of moving parts. And I just have to admire our GM, AJ Bolden, for, you know, putting together the team being, like I said, all those pieces.
Yeah, they've done a remarkable job turning this program around, and not even turning around makes it seem like Utah was in a bad place. They just were, you know, getting their M1 legs underneath them, so to say. It takes a while.
Yep.
It really is not easy.
Look at Oregon and San Diego State are still trying to figure it out.
Right. And it'll take them a little bit. And, of course, the new teams, San Diego State, NAU.
And next year will be NAU.
Utah trying to get a shot off here. A couple of chances. There's a shot. It's wide, just off the stick of Oliver Kraft. And they're doing it right. A lot of these new names they're bringing in are some of the best players in this team, and they're making players that have been here for a little bit longer look, you know, not as skilled, because these players are so much more skilled now. They're bringing in, you know, when your best player is no longer your best player, and when the new guy's the best player, you know,
it's an indication that,
you're getting better.
The quality of the entire team is improving. Yep,
right.
Absolutely. And now it's kind of a, I don't want to say a luxury, but then now head coach Feeney is able to then take the veterans and use them to anchor a line of new guys, right? And, you know, get them to work together. But he's got, you know, 1 or 2 veterans on there that he knows. They know the program. They'll know what to do if things don't, you know, if something unexpected comes up. This line here is a great example. We've got Dix anchoring the line.
And the net comes off as Utah tried to fire a shot.
How convenient. Oh.
But yes, and like Slater is slotted into the top line, like effortlessly, and he looks like he belongs there, and he's
looks like he's been playing with them for like the last couple of seasons.
Right, and so they're building, and they're making,
other line that comes
they're making
to mind
fast
is
progress.
the Sunago, Schwab, Gibney line. 3 new young players who are, I believe, anchored by, I want to say Music, although he's on this line right now.
UNLV wins the faceoff. They're able to get the puck out of their own zone. And now to be Rand skating in the backhand shot, and Greilich will cover it up.
And one of my favorite new players this year is Delaney, Matthew Delaney.
He's seen a lot 21. Of ice time as well, I believe.
He's just stepped right up.
On the second line.
And he's a very reliable defender who can defend, skate, shoot, stick handle, the whole works.
Yeah, there's a host of players on this team that are in their first season that have had really, really strong campaigns in their first year, in their rookie year. Larilla, Slater, Delaney, a lot of these guys joining the team this year, and really, I've just been really impressed with their skill and their adjustment to playing at this level. And they'll only mature and get better from here on out.
You know, and it's interesting, you know, you listen to some of the kids on the WCHL podcast, Chris Perry's WCHA podcast, and it's only a year in academic time on the academic calendar, but the jump in the quality of play and the level of play from high school to college is much steeper. I mean, it's a very, and time again, the kids come on and say, wow, you know, I was pretty good in high school, and then I started realizing these guys are bigger, they're faster, they shoot harder. I'm gonna have to really up my game to make the team.
And a lot of these players they're in their 20s. They're a little bit further along, starting college a little bit later. They're not young players. I mean, so it's you know, it's a big, fast game, and you see that tonight. There's a shot from Johnson. It's loose in front. Stathopoulos couldn't corral the bouncing puck. Lanakusik over to Light. And then there's a pass over to Slater, and it was off the mark. Flanders, he has it again. Flanders trying to dance around a man. Light over to Larilla. Doyle's waiting for that puck behind his own net. UNLV just flips it out. Kelly skating it in for UNLV. Turnover there. There's a shot, and they were trying to find Flanders on the doorstep. It was just tipped wide. Flanders behind the play, trying for a one-timer, intended for Johnson.
I was gonna say Utah got a little bit tied up
Lanakusik
there.
on the breakaway, he skates it in. Still skating, he scores! What a move by Jay Lanakusik, and the Utes are on the board.
You could almost see the bubble over his helmet saying, I am gonna beat this goalie.
And he did.
Skated in. He had a great head start. He realized that he wasn't gonna have someone catch up with him. He had a great head start, and you could almost see his brain going, all right, I just gotta make sure I do this, this, and this, and it's gonna be in the net.
He did just that. He made his move.
He's so much fun to watch.
He made his move and put it right past the goaltender, Benedetto, and I guess you could say that's him getting redemption after missing that, pass earlier on in the overtime period yesterday. And you could see that developing from this side. It was a great pass. So Slater, it was the long stretch pass from Slater from this end. Slater gets, I think he deserves a lot of credit because that was an incredible stretch pass.
Yep.
It was about, from the face-off circle in Utah zone to about center ice, and he threaded that needle perfectly. And now Utah down 2, back in the game.
And he put enough momentum on it that Shea did not have to slow down to receive the pass.
In stride. It was a beautiful pass from Slater. And that's why the assist is worth just as much as the goal on the score sheet.
Sort of like those football passes where it's timed so that the receiver is at his top running speed when the ball finally gets to him.
UNLV skates it in, looking to get one back. They fire a backhand shot that's wide.
And this is good for Utah. I mean, they still have plenty of time. This ought to help motivate them, right? Kind of pick them up mentally.
Just keep UNLV off the board and
find a way to that minor detail.
Find a way to dictate play like you did yesterday in the second and third period for a large portion. There's probably about 30 minutes there where Utah was just looking like the better team. I remember Anita said that they looked like the top 5 team.
Yeah, right.
And we need more of that to get back in this game.
Whoa!
Oh, wow. Donovan lost an edge and still maintained possession there for a moment.
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say he managed to keep the puck in front of him.
Burke, cross-ice pass to Ness. Sunnyvale takes it away. Donovan. Backward pass to Delaney, who tries to send a pass, but it's tipped by the stick of Cole Wyatt.
Wow, nice check by Kraft.
Wyatt will skate it in. Burke trying to take it away for UNLV. There's a play in front. Oh, Strong almost had some space to fire that home. Doyle skating it in. Going behind the net for the wraparound. What a save by Greilich. He got his pad there in time.
By
and now it's Johnson at the point.
Yeah, Doyle whipped around with speed.
And Utah can't quite get the puck out. UNLV sends a bouncing puck back into the zone. There's a point pass to Johnson. Doyle makes a move at the point. Utah still can't get it out. UNLV really pressuring here.
Great D by Delaney.
Johnson behind the net.
Utah scrambling a little bit right
Looking
now.
like UNLV's in the power play. There's a play in front. What a save by Greilich.
I was just going to comment on the same thing. Utah scrambling a little bit and not really setting up their defense very well.
And we've got a whistle. And we'll have a penalty against the Rebels. That one being against Tristan Rand, the California native. It'll be 2 minutes for roughing Utah to the power play. And of course, with that, a fantastic chance to bring this game within one.
Yeah, he kind of lined up Kraft and just, you know, lined him up, no play around, and just spun him around.
Off the tie-up, UNLV able to saucer that puck all the way down. Logan Jackson over to Urtis. Well, just out of his reach. Then Langenbrunner got a hold of it and sent it back to Urtis. Langenbrunner behind the net. Over to Urtis. Urtis to Langenbrunner at the goal line. Langenbrunner sent a pass that Urtis was able to recover. Now it's Jackson who fires a wrister. It's bouncing through, and oh my goodness, Gephardt couldn't quite knock that one home.
Yeah, he was trying to get there and just couldn't get his blade on the puck.
Dix at the point, stick handling, head fakes. Urtis.
He's parking himself in the right place, though.
Gephardt down to Urtis, bounces over his stick. He's able to, well, I guess, somewhat recover. Now there's a scrum.
I kind of think Gephardt should have just turned around and shot on goal. That's just me, though.
Oh, Jackson forgot the puck, left it behind him, and now UNLV is able to eventually clear the zone. Pass to Dix is behind him, so Gallant will get his stick on it, but it hits the netting, goes out of play. A faceoff will be outside the Utah zone with 45 seconds remaining on the power play for the Utes.
And, you know, we've been talking about the youth movement, but one of the veterans who I think was really benefited by the level of play coming up is Michael Urtis. He's been with the team for a long time.
Yes.
And, you know, had to, you know, kind of carry more of the load when he didn't have, you know, line mates that could support him. And now he's surrounded by these, you know, much more, you know, more talented players. And his own level of play is improved a lot as well.
And Akusic trying to dance around a couple players. He's successful in keeping that puck in the zone. Now he has it once again at the point. Slap shot from Light, a pad save by Benedetto. Schwab on the rebound. Great job by him to win that puck. Light trying to get it to, would look to be Slater. UNLV then clears it all the way out. Greilich, long saucer pass. That does find the stick of Schwab. Schwab drops it off for Light. Schwab fires a wrister. Good save as he was trying to go 5-hole, and Schwab didn't quite get enough on that for it to be a 5-hole shot.
You could see him look down. He wanted 5-hole, but he didn't quite get enough whip off the blade of his stick, and so it just kind of slid kind of slowly towards Benedetto, who was able to close up his pads and make the save.
So yes, 4 seconds remaining on this power play. Good chance nonetheless. Nice heads-up play by Schwab. He just was trying to go 5-hole. You got to have quicker wrists to, you know, fire at home, but he saw it wide open, and Benedetto able to recover. Jackson Wyatt over to McCollum, slaps that all against the boards, and it goes all the way down for Music to retrieve, and now UNLV back to full strength. Good power play from Utah, unable to convert, but looked
couple of good
pretty
chances.
Established. Here come the Rebels the other way. McCollum. Puck goes to the opposite side. Rand past the goal line for Cole Wyatt. Goes to the points for McCollum to fire a wrister. Never gets the net. Cole Music able to shovel that puck out. And then Utah dumps it in. Now it's Cole Wyatt. Wyatt skates it in. Sends it to the corner where two Utes are there, that being Delaney and Noonan.
And, you know, sort of in a repeat of last night, Utah out shooting UNLV in this period, 8-1 shots on goal.
Yeah, Utah having the second period they need to have to get back in this game. It just doesn't quite reflect on the scoreboard too much. Like, they did get a goal,
but
obviously.
They just need to start dumping the pucks on net.
And they're having a good, keep playing like this, and the chances should come.
Yeah.
And so, with 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the second period, the faceoff will come down to the UNLV zone. Utah out shooting UNLV 19-15, as Anita just mentioned. 8-1 here in the second period, as they're having a really stellar second period. That faceoff's won by the Utes. It's Delaney over to Larilla, who dumps it in. Langerbutter falls down, trying to get the puck over to McDonald. He'll get back up and retrieve. UNLV dumps that puck in. Greilich gets a pad on it, pads it to the far near side. Urtis has the puck at the goal line, makes a couple of moves, trying for the one-timer. The puck's bouncing, and a good save by Benedetto.
Boy.
Somewhat of a broken play, but the right idea for the Utes.
Right, and looks like, I think that is Slater was there too, looking for a rebound.
So face-off in the UNLV zone. Women's 1 team warming up.
Yep.
Stay tuned for that contest. University of Utah Women's 1 team will take on the University of Colorado at 7:30 for puck drop for senior night for those W1 skating Utes.
Yeah, we have a couple of graduating seniors. You know, the women's team, Women's 1 team, is also a very young team. Only 2 seniors leaving the team this year, so lots of potential for head coach Rodney Stead of the Women's 1 team.
All 3 programs definitely on the rise. And as AJ Bolden says, he'd like to book plane tickets for all 3 teams to go to St. Louis someday.
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely?
I don't want to see that bill, but I think it'd be worth it. Icing against UNLV. Face-off will go right back to the UNLV zone.
And the women, of course, you know, I mean, unless something insane happens or have qualified for the postseason tournament, which is a qualifier for nationals, you know, it's a given. Arizona State has run away with the regular season, so they won that bid based on just winning the regular season. So the second and last remaining slot in the WWCHL will go to the winner of that tournament, which Utah will host.
Yes.
Utah hockey will host on the 23rd and 24th of February.
Icing again against UNLV. Face-off will come right back to their zone.
And going to give a shout out to head coach Cornelius and the men's D2, because they are going to be facing Weber State for the Wasatch Cup Championship this evening at 7:15.
Yes, big congratulations to his team on the massive
Patrick
victory.
had a great interview with Forney yesterday.
I was on the broadcast, and it's so fun talking to him. He's a great guy. He's a great head coach. We talked about him a lot, I think, on the broadcast last night. But as Anita, you said, he's a fantastic interview, man. He's a fun guy, and we're lucky to have him as the coach. There's a shot, good save by Benedetto. Rebound, they score! Utah gets back on the board, and it's Young! Joseph Young for Utah.
One of the new players this year, and I'm going to go look up. That might be his first goal. And it couldn't have come at a better time. Oh, I'm incorrect. That was his second goal as a Ute. His first goal was against San Diego State back in December. So his second goal as a Ute. First goal at home. No, not first goal at home. Sorry, second goal at home as well. But anyway, what a terrific shot.
Great shot from Great shot from Joseph Young. He's able to find that blocker side corner on Benedetto, and that was a laser.
That was a laser. I think that the speed of that incoming puck surprised Benedetto because he looked like he had the angle. He just didn't move in time.
Utah within one. The comeback Utes. Playing from behind a lot and trying to come back in games, but
yeah, it's a good thing neither you or I have a heart condition.
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. I'm happy that
or high blood pressure or something.
Exactly, because I couldn't even imagine. Here comes Wyatt. He fires a shot. It's deflected and wide. Johnson at the point. Fires a shot. Dick's got a piece of it. And now it's Langenbrunner who can't quite get the puck just outside of his reach.
I think
he would have had a breakaway.
got a little too excited and gave him a little too much lead on that pass.
Johnson, here they come. Barry, they shoot. Oh, or Kelly, excuse me, a shot. Johnson, and then the net's knocked off, but a dangerous chance there for UNLV as they're looking to get one back to stop this Utah momentum.
Yep. Greilich was saved on that one from the rebound because boy, that was a close chance, and the net coming off the mooring, of course, stops the play. Gives everybody a little breather. I think Utah went for a change, correct? Line change as well.
They've got forward line one out there for the Utes, as they look to maybe get another right before the break and have this thing tied up.
Wouldn't that be something?
UNLV.
That sounds good to me. Let's do that.
Stathopoulos over to Flanders. Kelly, a big hit on Light there, and now Landakusic will pass it out of the zone.
Nice cross-ice pass to guess who?
Slater skates it in the zone. Sends it towards the net. It's deflected. And it'll be Johnson over to Doyle, and now it'll be Kelly. Kelly skates it in. Slater.
Slater is everywhere.
And now Landakusic with space. Jay Landakusic on a breakaway. He skates it in. Fires a shot. Good save by Benedetto.
Yeah, Benedetto came way out of his crease to make sure he cut off that angle. He doesn't want to get beat again with a deke. So
yeah, Che tried to beat him with the quick wrister. And nice job by Che in this line. They just find those openings and find breakaways. And if you can keep doing that, you're going to be a good team. Now here comes UNLV countering the other way. They skate it in. Carollo skates with it on the far side. Jackson hacking at that puck. He wins it. And I'm seeing some of the same skating Utes that I saw last night, just winning 50-50 pucks.
Yep.
They were doing a great job of that last night, winning every battle, just out-muscling UNLV for every puck because they just wanted it more. You could tell.
They're just out-hustling them.
Here comes Sonegal. He's got Kraft. Sonegal trying to peel back for a shot, and it's taken away by Carollo.
That one back.
And that's going to go the full length, and it'd be an icing against UNLV.
It was such a shame. He got by his defender. He did the little move, got by his defender, but then he just couldn't get the blade back down flat on the ice, and so when he went to make the shot, he just didn't have enough on it. It'll come with time. It'll come with time. Terrific move to get around his defender. I think the Utes are inspired by that, by Young's goal. They're playing like they're on fire right now.
That fired them up, absolutely. Yeah. And once again, that will go for icing against UNLV. 2
icings in a row by UNLV. And
they've got some tired players out there. Ooh. Utah should attempt to take advantage. So 1-goal game with 51 seconds remaining in the second period.
Yeah, I think they're going for it. They got this change. They put Landakusic, Langenbrunner, and Dix on this line.
Urtis behind the net, going for a wraparound, fires a shot, never gets on net. It's still loose, and it's covered up by Benedetto. And UNLV will get their much-needed change.
Yeah, I think Utah was really trying to see if they could maybe take advantage of a tired line, and they put out their first stringers there. Didn't work, but came close. They sure put some pressure on Benedetto.
So forward line one back out there. Slater, Light, Lanakusik, Dix, and Music, the defensive pairing behind them. UNLV wins that face-off. Jackson Wyatt over to McCollum, but Utah's able to send that puck out. Icing waved off. Here's Gallant with some space in the neutral zone, skates it in the zone. Sending a puck across the ice, and it's just off the mark.
Oh, Utah's got some room.
Slater skates it in, and he'll just opt to get the puck in deep. 10 seconds on the clock. As Slater deals, point pass, Delaney, slap shot, nice block.
Ooh,
by the defenseman, and that looks like laboring down there is Max Johnson who blocks the shot.
That one's gonna leave a mark.
And the horn sounds. We've played 40 minutes in Salt Lake City between number 4 UNLV and number 17 Utah. The result of those first 40 minutes of play is UNLV 3, Utah 2. We'll have an exciting finish in store, Nita. Utah's looking much improved as they did last night in the second period. They do it again tonight, get 2 goals back, and it should be a promising third period.
That's absolutely 17 shots on goal by Utah, 6 by UNLV. That second period is big.
That's the way you do it. Utah now out shooting UNLV 27-20 in total. But we're going to take a 15-minute break here on the broadcast. You're not going to want to miss the final 20 minutes of play in Salt Lake City between UNLV and Utah. At the break, it's the Rebels 3, Utah 2.
Amy. Amy.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's the third period of play here between Utah and UNLV. The final 20 minutes, Utah looking to come back after being down 3-0. And what a game we've had, Anita. I mean, it's been
their way back within one.
That's right.
You know, Che Landacuza contributing with his, talented play, and then Joseph Young.
Yes.
New face on the team and getting his second goal of the year as a youth.
Yeah,
bringing us within one.
He's made himself a presence in this game, and the Utah bench is amped up. So is the UNLV bench. I mean, this is a big moment in this game. The Utes looking to come back from a 3-goal deficit as we get ready to drop the puck on a fresh sheet of ice from Salt Lake City.
And if you're UNLV, I would guess in that intermission, you're kind of having a little conversation saying, hey guys, what's going on here? We're letting them back into this game, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We're giving them these opportunities and basically letting them, crawl back into this game, creep back into this game.
And Utah was down 2 yesterday and came back, so UNLV, let Utah back in, but also credit to Utah for getting back in, of course.
Of course.
And it's just been a wonderful 2 contests between these 2 teams. It's a pleasure to watch. As now it's Slater for Utah. Nice little drop-off pass to Cole Music.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Music to Larillo, who just fires a wrist shot.
Oh, and Benedetto drops the
rebound
save.
loose, and Larillo has a slap shot that's just wide.
Benedetto looking a little too casual with that glove there.
Light had a shot. It was deflected wide. Puck's bouncing, and Benedetto's, oh my goodness, it's still bouncing. Oh,
it's still bouncing loose.
He looked behind him, which is the sure sign that the puck, he has no idea where the puck is.
That's
now
right.
It's Light skating it in over to
just out of his
Jackson,
reach.
or Slater, excuse me, and yeah, just behind him.
That was 4 shots on goal in that possession in a very short period of time.
About, 30 seconds or so. Slater playing the body there, trying to win the puck for the Utes. He's pinned up along the boards. And it's eventually taken away. Rand skating it across the red line to the opposite side. Still skating, he fires a shot, and Greilich gets a piece of it. A bouncing puck will go the full length. And
Fans,
icing will
just
be
a
called
quick
against
reminder,
Utah.
throwing objects onto the ice, standing on the boards, leaning over the glass.
18 minutes and 9 seconds. We've played a minute and 51 seconds here in the third. And UNLV wins the faceoff cleanly. Ford at the point, sends it down low. And an errant pass will go all the way down. Allow Utah to get a few players off for a change. And it's dumped all the way into the Utah zone. That will go for an icing against the Rebels. Now we'll have a face-off in their zone.
Yeah, let's hope that Utah can maintain this momentum they really built up well in the second period and carry that into the third. I mean, that's, as you said, that's what gave us that barn burner last night in the closing minutes of the game.
That's right. I mean, they had an excellent second period last night, carried that into the third period, held a lead for a while, and UNLV did get one back. And we went to overtime, of course. The rest is history. But for Utah, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it's Oklahoma next weekend. UCO and University of Oklahoma, so I believe kind of staying around the Oklahoma City metro area for that trip. And
and Oklahoma and UCO are actually, I believe, sharing the same rink right now.
And then they will host Iowa State in the final home series of the year, the weekend after.
They'll close out the season at home.
February 16th and 17th against the Cyclones. Music keeping that puck into the line. It's bouncing around, and a good save by Benedetto.
Urtis almost was able to tip that one in.
Music dumping it in.
Utah really putting some very nice offensive pressure on UNLV in the opening part of this first period, third period.
That surely is a high stick.
It will be. Oh, waved off.
UNLV dumps it in. Greilich out to play the puck. Leaves it for his captain, Dylan Dix. Dix charging into the UNLV zone. Fires a wrister, and Benedetto makes the save. We've seen Benedetto bobble some pucks here, and so for Utah, it's just smart to, like Dylan Dix there. I've got an open shot, might as well take it.
I was thinking the same thing, that that's a good thinking by Dylan Dix, because we've seen him not be able to corral what seems like a fairly easy save, and so I think keep doing that, keep that pressure on.
Landakusa going for the wraparound backhand shot, and it's wide. Slater to Landakusa, who fires a shot blockered away by Benedetto. Bouncing around. Oh, Landakusa tried to bat that puck out of the air. He's brought down, but makes a nice handoff over to Delaney. Delaney, a wrister from the point, blockered away by Benedetto. The pressure from Utah here, very strong.
That's 3 shots on goal.
UNLV able to get this puck out, but what great pressure from the Utes. As Anita said, 3 shots on goal in a short stint. And now we've got an icing against UNLV.
And we got some interesting post-whistle activity right in front of the UNLV bench as Ethan Light escorts the UNLV player off the ice and through the door.
I'm afraid this might result in a penalty against him.
I know, I'm laughing. I shouldn't laugh, but it was pretty amusing. And it's going to be offsetting, so it's not going to be just one player.
So it'll be Ethan Light, and then number 18, Luke Burke, going to the box from what I assume to be offsetting roughing penalties.
Yep, 4-on-4 for a bit.
And the 2 players still talking between penalty boxes, Light and Burke.
And our poor statistician is in the middle. She has to be in the middle of all that. Somebody's getting a lecture.
I bet both of them will get the same conversation.
Oh, she talked to Ethan first, and then came over and talked to Burke. Now Burke may be a bit of a hothead, because he's the young man who got DQ'd in the second game of that UCO series, which is why he actually didn't play last night.
So they'll both sit for 2 minutes. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey again. Face off at center ice, won by UNLV.
Multiple penalties. First for UNLV, number 18, Luke Burke. 2 minutes for roughing. For Utah, number 24, Ethan Light. 2 minutes for roughing. Both penalties occurred at 3:53 of the third period. Once again, UNLV, number 18, Utah, number 24, 2 minutes roughing. Both teams skating 4.
Plenty of time left in this third period. Minute and 46 remaining on the offsetting penalties. And now it will be Landakusic skating it in. Shea with the puck, poked away by Ford cleanly. Larilla over to Delaney. Delaney. And now it'll be Slater. Slater dropping it off for Larilla, who peels back. Trying to have a tape-to-tape pass. Landakusic over to Slater, trying to drop it off for Jackson. There's a shot, good save by Benedetto. Johnson. Landakusic trying to go for the wraparound, fires a shot, good save by Benedetto. And Doyle dumps it in. Jackson. .25 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 for both sides. McCollum. Wyatt. Now it's Rand.
Looks like both teams are just trying to be very careful they don't get hung up, you know, shorthand, since they're both playing 4-on-4 on the wrong side of the play. Oh,
Here's McCollum who fires a wrist shot. Good save
nice
by Greilich.
save, Greilich.
And with that, the 4-on-4 expires just as that whistle blows, and Greilich making a nice save.
Yeah. But I still think Utah is pressing pretty hard against UNLV. I was just trying to look at my shots on goal, but I don't think it's been updated. It only shows 2 so far in the third period. I know we've seen at least 3 times that so far. But I think, again, Utah's doing a good job of just keeping the pressure on UNLV.
McCollum firing a wrist shot. The rebound's there. Oh, what a save by
What a
Greilich!
save. That was like part blocker, part stick, part pad. And you know, the thing about Joey is that, remember, he played all of yesterday. He had to turn around and come to a game that's like 4 hours earlier than normal, right? So short rest for him.
UNLV getting their fair share of shots. Now giving Greilich a little bit of a test, but he makes some really nice saves there.
Yeah, he really has been making some nice saves. And he has borne the main burden of goaltending this season for the M1 team.
Delaney skates it across the red line. And Stathopoulos plays the body on him. There's a pass to the point to Larilla. Delaney trying to find Sunigal, who was calling for it.
Yeah.
And that puck goes all the way down, and that will be icing against UNLV.
So I'm just going to make this observation. That calling for the puck by Sunigal, I think that's something he probably, because he's at a higher advanced level of play, he needs to stop doing that, because he's also telling the defenders that he's there. So if, in my opinion, right, I think he needs to just trust his teammates to see him.
And it didn't quite work out there as the defender did, I think, hear him, because once he did get the puck.
The pop was so loud you could hear it up there. And again, I think at a lower level, when you're playing, your teammates don't know each other well, but at this level, I think, you want to be a sniper. You want to be stealthy.
Right. 13 minutes, 32 seconds remaining.
I predict he'll stop doing that in subsequent seasons as he gets more experience and seasoned.
So now we have a face-off from the UNLV zone. Got some tired UNLV players, excuse me. Flanders able to tip that puck out. Stathopoulos chasing down Noonan. Jackson to Light. Light across the ice to Lanakusik. Light right back the other way, trying to find Lanakusik, but it's taken away by Max Johnson. Mensch with some space, getting it in. Mensch, a shot,
wow,
good save by Greilich, and he really came out of his crease to make an excellent save, and he's bailing his team out.
And Mensch was doing everything he could to get Greilich to commit to the wrong side. That was a terrific one-on-one duel right there.
And a nice job by Mensch to find the open space to try and make this a 2-goal deficit for Utah. So 13 minutes remaining here. And off the tie-up, UNLV is able to kick that one towards the point, but there wasn't a man there. Carollo with it. Nice job by Langenbrunner to win that puck, and here he is. He's got Ernest on the doorstep, and he can't quite find him there, but McDonald has a shot.
Wow.
It pops up into the air.
Still fighting for it.
Doing a great job winning those 50-50 pucks. There he is again. Nice pass to the point. It's Dix. Firing a wrister. It's just wide. Music retrieves. Now it's McDonald. Taken away by Gallant. Now it's Mensch. Mensch backhands it in as UNLV gets a change. McDonald will skate it in. Firing a shot, good save by Benedetto.
Wow.
He can't hold on to it.
Nice save. But again, right, Benedetto unable to actually corral that puck in.
Burke trying to play that puck forward. Unable to do so, but Utah just dumps it in. Doyle trying to dump it in, but it hits one of his own players.
Yeah.
Looked like that was
gonna leave a
Burke.
mark.
That puck pops up into the netting, resulting in a whistle. .11 minutes, 39 seconds remaining here in the third. Utah out shooting UNLV 31-20.
Yeah. And again, I don't have the update here. Well, it's pretty close.
Lanakusik comes and swoops in and takes the puck away after the faceoff. Trying to find Light. Strong will skate with it for UNLV. Pass intended for Rand is a little bit in front of him, but he'll chase the puck down. There's a shot, good pad save there by Greilich. Now it's Lanakusik. Over to
Here we
Light.
go, here we go.
Light to Slater. Slater fires a wrist shot. Rebound is right there in front. And now it'll be UNLV back the other way. Puck bouncing out. Ford. Sunigal. Puck's dumped in. Kraft behind the net for Utah. It's poked away by Kelly. And UNLV sends it right up into the air. As both teams having a hard time setting up an attack.
Yeah, getting things settled down and starting an organized rush.
Music. Now Flanders dumping it in for the Rebels. Dix a pass to Donovan, who gets a piece of it, so that Utah gets a change. Halfway through the third period. No goals scored yet.
Utah still needs to get at least one to tie.
That puck's dumped in. McDonald chasing. He wins that puck. Langenbrunner to the point for Music. Music fires a wrister, blocker saved by Benedetto. And now it'll be Gallant skating it out. Curtis plays it off the wall.
Oh!
Tried to play it to himself, but it's taken away by Alec Johnson. Fires a backhand shot and a good save
through
by
traffic.
Greilich through some traffic. And we'll have a face-off in the Utah zone as Utah and UNLV opt to change their lines. Off the draw, the puck goes into the near side corner where a scrum begins. Out of that, it'll be Delaney over to Lanakusik, who skies that. Light gets a piece of it. High stick waved off. Lanakusik trying to dance around a couple defenders, having some trouble. It's taken away by Alec Johnson. Rand skates it in. Centers a pass, nobody home. And it's taken away by
intercepted.
Lanakusik. Here comes Lanakusik, he's got
And he's
Light.
got Light.
He's skating it in. Leaves it for
And he's got
Slater.
Slater.
Fires a shot. Good save. The rebound's loosened. Oh, White couldn't
No
quite
white,
find the puck.
no white jerseys in the
Oh, and it
vicinity
goes in.
of
They
the puck.
score! Oh, wait. I
It's
guess
not
no.
yet.
They
Not
only
yet.
score.
Now
Oh,
we
my
score.
goodness. Slater for the Utes. Oh, my goodness.
Oh man,
I could-
Slater thought he had it. They realized it wasn't in yet. He had to whack at it again. Benedetto thought it was in, and he kind of gave up on it.
I thought the first one went in, obviously, but Slater eventually cashes in. It's a broken play, but it doesn't matter. It counts.
Oh,
And
team
Johnson
captain,
is not
team
happy.
captain Johnson's like asking why there wasn't a whistle, right? Because to him, he thought the puck had gone underneath Benedetto, but Benedetto clearly did not have possession of the puck.
And not sure if the referees are going to look at this one or not.
Now the coach can challenge this if he wants to. The coach can call for a challenge, a video challenge.
And that's what the referees are going to ask the coaching staff, I believe. That's what the conversation is. And got two referees talking to Morgan Feeney and one talking to the head coach for UNLV, that being Anthony Veneeri Greener. And We're back on the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. We
Sorry about
apologize
that.
for the technical difficulties. We lost some power in the rink, or at least the broadcast side did.
We had a little power blip.
So off the face-off, it'll be Lana Kusick. Thankfully, we didn't miss any, I guess, majorly eventful actions. So it's Lana Kusick in front of the net, and it's poked away by a Strong. 7 minutes remaining in regulation time. Last night's contest needed overtime. We'll see if we're headed that way tonight, but plenty of time for someone to break through.
That's right. Still plenty of game to play.
UNLV trying to be that team right now as they're attacking. Wyatt at the goal line, stick handling, trying to find the lane. He opts to skate with it, sends it to the opposite side. Alec Johnson a shot. It's high. And it is kept in by Doyle. Now it's Strong. Taken away by Lana Kusick, and here comes Lana Kusick with some speed. Lana Kusick on a breakaway, skating in for the lead.
Benedetto.
And he made the save. It looked like he didn't quite, he was trying to go 5-hole. Che upset with himself there, but.
And I thought Benedetto had the puck covered, so I was kind of waiting for a whistle. It was a kind of a slow whistle.
Yeah, it was. I thought for a second it might have squeaked through 5-hole, but I guess not. Che looking up at the ceiling, really wanting that one back, but man, he didn't have a breakaway. He earned the breakaway.
Yeah, he actually had to beat the defender who was trying to keep up with him.
Right.
And I think Benedetto was smart because I think he realizes that Utah's been aiming for that low
right.
on the ice.
And that's right.
Shot.
And Utah's waiting till that last possible second to beat the goaltender, so he's staying home.
Yep.
Which is smart, as he's noticed that from the Utes. He's seen plenty of breakaways now between yesterday and tonight to know that, and that's a great point, Anita. I think that's exactly what he's doing because
we've seen him also be very aggressive and come out to cut off the angle. But I think he's figured out they're going for the low shot.
That's right. So
Smart,
at the point.
Yeah, smart heads-up play by the goalie. And again, I believe he's new to UNLV this year, so I'm assuming he's probably young, so pretty heads-up play for a young goalie.
Wyatt dumps it in, sticked away by Greilich. Kelly is pushed off the puck. Utah sends it to the near side. Young plays it off the wall and all the way out. That will be an icing against Utah.
And I gotta say, I mean, speaking of goalies, you know, Joey Greilich was in the shadow of Landon Anderson, didn't get a lot of playing time.
That's
he's
right.
really had to step up this year because he's become the leading goalie. And I mean, really, I believe he's got coming into this weekend 1,035 minutes, 18 games played, and he's really carried that burden very well for suddenly saying, all right, it's all yours.
Right, they didn't really phase Lando out. They kept him in.
No, he played a majority of the time when he was still, a Ute, which means, Greilich just didn't get a lot of ice time.
That puck is dumped in, and now there's a whistle. There is a penalty.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe it's actually what was happening after. Jules Donovan wanted some sort of boarding call. And now going to the box for UNLV is Dylan Ford. And he slams that door shut.
He's not happy about that. Let's see, they're having a discussion, so let's see if it's boarding.
Let's see if there's any retaliation penalties.
And he's gonna give the
verbal signal.
Verbal.
So with that, we have public address announcer Justin Long piped in, so we'll have him announce the penalty.
Make the announcement.
And there are offsetting penalties on the scoreboard, so it looks like number 7 for Utah, Oliver Kraft, the Arizona native, will take his seat, and we'll have offsetting penalties once again, 4-on-4.
With just 5 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game.
Some more ice to skate with. Again, we've seen a lot of 4-on-4s this weekend between these two squads.
I mean, I think the officials have done a good job of keeping things in hand because these are two very competitive teams.
They
These
are,
are very
yeah.
emotional, hot games.
They are, and
Multiple
UNLV
penalties.
wins that
First for
face-off.
UNLV, number 13, 2 minutes for interference. For Utah, number 7, 2 minutes for roughing. Both penalties occurred at 14:36 of the third period. Once again, UNLV penalty, number 13, 2 minutes for interference. For Utah, number 7, 2 minutes for roughing. Both teams skating 4.
And there was your announcement from public address announcer Justin Long. Puck goes out of play. Just over 5 minutes to be played. Utah heavily out shooting UNLV 43-27.
Right, 14 shots on goal for Utah this period, 7 by UNLV.
There's a pass to the point to McCollum, who then rings it all the way around the boards. Hits the Zamboni door and takes a funny bounce in the favor of Jackson. Curtis plays it off the glass, and it does make its way out. Here comes Slater. He skates it in across the blue line. Near side corner, and didn't really have much help.
Right, he had Jackson on the far side, but he got tied up in the corner.
Jackson Wyatt behind his own net. UNLV looking to quarterback a breakout and break the stalemate. It's Strong. Passing it over to Stathopoulos. Stathopoulos across the zone.
Save.
And that was a nice save by Greilich and a nice look there for Mr. Caleb Strong. Here comes Delaney on the counterattack. Fires a shot. Good save, Benedetto. Landon Kusick there to retrieve the puck. Trying to dance around Carollo, but he was able to spear that puck away. Carollo over to Strong. 30 seconds to go with 4-on-4 on the ice. Here comes
Here's a
Landon
chance,
Kusick.
3-on-1
3-on-1 for Utah. Landon Kusick's got Music and Langenbrunner. Music fires a shot. Good save by Benedetto. Kelly over to Rand. Rand skates with it across center ice. Fires a shot. It's blocked immediately by, I think, Senegal.
And that does it.
We're back skating 5-on-5 now. Kraft out of the box and Ford out of the box. Rand plays it off the glass, trying to get a tip from Burke, and that will be icing. Just over 3 minutes left in regulation time.
And it's a nail biter.
Yeah, if that's your thing, if you like nail biters, we've had 2 in a row.
No kidding.
I guess.
Well, we've had 2 weekends in a row.
That's right, yeah. 4 games in a row for the M1 team. What a game. So on the face-off, it looks like UNLV will get a warning. They proceed to win that draw. As they play the puck out. McDonald dumps it back in.
Wow, nice. Right on goal.
It's the captain, Alec Johnson. He sends the puck over to Burke. Burke skating it in. Trying to find Johnson, but it's picked off by Donovan, who sends it out. McCollum back over to Johnson, who tried to find McCollum once more, but it was taken away by Jackson. Donovan dumps it in. Utah gets a change defensively. Nice poke check there from Kraft, but he couldn't quite find the puck shortly thereafter. It's Mensch passing it over to Kelly. Kelly making a move at center ice, but it's broken up.
Nice D by Delaney.
By Delaney. Here come the Rebels. Ford dropping it off for Gallant. Gallant peeling back. Light pushes him off the puck. It's Jackson Wyatt, near side half boards. It's bouncing towards the net. There's a shot, and Utah will thwart that chance as we're under 2 minutes to go, as the whistle will blow for icing.
I'm surprised Gallant peeled back on that. I thought he could, again, cut across center ice and have an open lane, but instead he peeled the other way and ended up pretty much putting cold water on that offensive chance. Just under 2 minutes left, folks.
Kelly and Slater in the draw for UNLV and Utah, respectively. And it'll be the Rebels winning that draw. It's Ford sending it to the middle. Nice play by Landa Kusic to knock that puck away. Delaney dumps it in. Utah will get a change. Light sends it to the middle. Landa Kusic gets that puck, fires a shot, blockered away by Benedetto. As there's Light in the far side corner. Landa Kusic trying to win that puck. We are now inside of 90 seconds remaining in regulation time. Landa Kusic at the goal line, making a move, sticked away by
nice
Benedetto.
Defense. Helped by Ford.
And yeah, Ford got a hold of that puck and then just gave it to Benedetto to cover up.
Basically, right, shoved it over to him, said, here, this is yours, you take care of it.
Utah out shooting UNLV 46-31.
You know, this game is so tight, it feels like in this last minute and 20 seconds, it's going to be a mistake that's going to, you know, like, it'll be the thing that breaks, you know, breaks the stalemate.
I wouldn't be upset if we saw more 3-on-3 between these two teams in overtime. That was exciting yesterday.
Yeah, it was. It just didn't go our way.
As there's a scrum at the blue line, it's taken away by Langenbrunner. He plays it up into the air, and icing is waved off.
Nope. On second thought, it is not waved off.
That referee on the other side was waving it off.
We have offsetting referees.
So we're inside of a minute.
Yeah, important defensive.
Under a minute remaining in regulation. Under a minute.
Important defensive shift for Utah right now with under a minute and the faceoff in their zone. You know UNLV is going to be pressing hard and dumping the puck on goal as much as they can.
Kelly and Erdis in the faceoff circle. Kelly wins it. It's Gallant trying to make a move. It's taken away by Landa Kusic. Here he skates with it. Peels back, trying to set up an attack for Utah. Dylan Dix over to Landa Kusic. He's hit from behind.
No whistle.
And now here comes Johnson skating it in. That puck gets out of the zone, forcing a reset for the Rebels.
Slater, good move.
And now here comes
Slater and Light.
Light skates it in, under 30 to go, makes a move, it's sticked away. It'll be Johnson. Skating it in. Under 20 to go. UNLV looking to set up a last-minute shot as they did in overtime yesterday evening. Sonnegal trying to get it out, and it's kept in.
And that's going to be a penalty on UNLV.
And a penalty against the Rebels. And folks, that will go into overtime.
That will carry over if we stay tied in the last 7 seconds, as you said.
Yes.
Big, big moment for Utah right now.
Interference against number 16, Max Johnson, the Minnesota native. And this is a huge juncture in the game for the Utes, as I would assume Utah has called their timeout. I guess not. They're just taking a moment.
They might be, well.
UNLV penalty, number 16, Max Johnson. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 19:53 of the third.
Exactly.
Once again, UNLV penalty, number 16, 2 minutes, interference.
This is huge for Utah right now.
Yeah, 7 seconds exactly on the clock.
On top of which, again, the tie benefits Utah more than it benefits UNLV. And the house is rocking.
Off the face-off. Light tries to fire a shot, and it bounced over his stick. That puck sailing through the air. Greilich will just drop it. And for the second night in a row,
ladies and gentlemen, like I mentioned last night, we are headed to overtime again. Give us about 2 minutes here. We're going to reset, flip sides. Then it's time for sudden death, 3-on-3 overtime hockey.
We'll need overtime for the second.
And key to this overtime is going to be the fact that Max Johnson committed that penalty. So there's going to be a minute 54 where Utah will have a player advantage.
Yes, 4-on-3 power play for Utah. So it's 3-on-3 in the overtime period, but however, the rules state in overtime for the NHL, for NCAA, for ACHA, they all are closely aligned. You can't have less than 3 players on the ice at once, so it's a 4-on-3
So
for Utah.
they add one for Utah, which when you only have 3 players, you only have 7 players on the ice, having a player advantage is huge.
That's right. And so that'll be Johnson taking a seat in the
Once
box.
again, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to 3-on-3 sudden death overtime. With the penalty, Utah will start with the 4-on-3 power play. 5-minute sudden death overtime. If nobody scores by then, we're headed to a shootout.
So as the public address announcer, Justin Long, just mentioned, we've got a 5-minute period of 3-on-3. However, it'll be a 4-on-3 for the time being, and then it'll be a 4-on-4 once Johnson leaves the box, and then after that next whistle, we'll go back to 3-on-3 if there are no other penalties.
And it looks like the 4 for Utah is going to be Urtis, Dix, Langenbrunner, and Landa Kuzik. The power line.
Interesting to see no Slater out there for Utah, but Utah opts 3 forwards, 1 defenseman. UNLV will go with number 49, Nick Doyle.
I bet you he's the first change.
Number 3, Bradley Gallant, and number 13, Dylan Ford.
Okay, folks, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times because we're in for a ride. And the fans are loving it here.
And off the draw, it's Langenbrunner. Utah attacks immediately. Langenbrunner to Landa Kuzik. Down over to Urtis. Point pass to Dix. Dix to Urtis. Urtis to Landa Kuzik. Fires a shot. It's deflected off of Doyle. And the puck hops over Dix's stick. And here comes Gallant with some space on the breakaway. Gallant skates it in. And he doesn't get a shot off.
Actually, he doesn't get a shot. No, it was defense by Dix who hustled back and broke that play up.
Landa Kuzik over to Dix, who stick handles at the center ice logo. Langenbrunner skates it in, fires a wrister, and it's just wide. Landa Kuzik taking his time here. Stick handling. Utah, a minute left on their power play. Urtis to Landa Kuzik. Slap shot for Dix, and it's blocked.
Ouch. That was Dylan Ford,
Dix
took that one in the pads.
Stick handles. Fires a shot again, and it's deflected wide. 45 to go on the power play for Utah. Langenbrunner winds up a shot, and it's wide. Dix gonna hustle over to try and keep it in, and he is unable to do so. Utah's gonna have to get a change. Urtis to Landa Kuzik, back over to Urtis. Landa Kuzik trying to fire a shot in there, it's blocked. Delaney at the point. Over to Landa Kuzik, who fires a shot, it's blocked.
Through traffic.
Landa Kuzik has been out there this whole period so far. Delaney skates, he scores! Delaney wins the game for the Utes! Utes win!
Terrific setup by Utah. They took their time. They didn't rush anything, and they just waited for the opportunity, and they just kept dumping the puck on net. And I said it before, Delaney could shoot. Utah
and this time
UNLV in overtime.
Down goes number 4. Utah defeating UNLV. This time they are successful in the overtime period. And what a win it is. This place is rocking.
And they are mobbing Joey Greilich on the ice for his performance tonight.
Sudden death, power play, overtime goal, scored, unassisted by number 21, Matthew Delaney.
Right. And Delaney putting the game winner, the defenseman, netting the game winner for Utah. And what a
Fans,
series
big round of
it was
applause here
between
for both
these two
teams this weekend. We do appreciate
my
UNLV
goodness.
making the trip up here. Safe travels back down
It
south.
doesn't get much better than that.
Doesn't get any sweeter than that.
And
Don't forget, we do still have plenty more
there
hockey
is
coming up.
Scrum brewing in the handshake line there.
Your skating
UNLV
Utes women's team will be up here in about
will have
15,
a
20
loss
minutes
in the
once we get the
conference
ice
standings.
in
That
for
was
warm-ups.
significant for them.
Senior night tonight for your women's skating
But
Utes.
that's all the time we have left for this broadcast.
Stick
We wanna
around. Let's
remind
honor
you to
these
tune in for the
seniors
next
with
broadcast,
everything
the
that they
primetime game at
deserve.
7:30. It's the W1 Skating Utes, the women's team taking on University of Colorado for their senior night, their final home game of the season. However, this is not the final home game for these M1 Utes. We'll be back on these airwaves in 2 weeks' time as Utah will take on Iowa State to conclude the homestand for the 2024 season. We want to thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast. For everybody behind the scenes, for Nita Suchia, for myself, Patrick McGann, thank you so much for tuning in both days. It's been a fantastic weekend. Today it's Utah victorious over UNLV. We'll see you back in a couple weeks as the Utes salute all the fans here in the stands. We want to salute you at home as well. Thank you for watching.
One more time for your Skating Utes fans.
Goes down. It's Utah 4, UNLV 3 in overtime. Folks, have a great rest of your evening. Utes win.
Fans, please stay off the ice. Fans, off the ice, please.